Everybody look at Commissioner Sheffield. She wants a photo.
Gavel.
Yep.
I'd like to call into order the first specially called Transition City Council meeting as of today. First order is the roll call. So, acting clerk, would you please take roll?
Mayor Michael Owens.
Present.
Councilmember Ron Davis, District 1. Councilmember Naomi Olafako, District 2. Councilmember Keisha Jeffcoat, District 3.
Present.
Councilmember Patricia Elk, District 4.
Present.
Councilmember T.J. Ferguson, District 5.
Present.
And Councilmember Deborah Herndon, District 6.
Present.
Thank you.
Clerk, with the mayor and all members of the council present, do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
With that said, I would like to move to the invocation. If we could have Pastor Boyd please join us for the invocation.
If you please bow your heads. Father God, this is a great day for the city of Mableton. We are grateful to be here as we acknowledge this first city council meeting here in the new city of Mableton. There's much to celebrate, much to be grateful for. There's much work and much labor that's gone into making this day possible. And so we do pray for all those who have sown the seed that has allowed this fruit to grow, that they be blessed in Jesus' name. We're grateful, Lord God, that the best is yet to come from Mableton. And so we thank you for all these who have raised their hand to say, I am here to serve. May their service be such that it blesses the people, for they are here to serve the people and the needs of the people. So our prayer today is that this first meeting give glory to you. We pray these things in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
At this point in time, I would like to have us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. If so, could we have our district attorney to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. You may be seated. With that, Madam Clerk, I'd like to move to item number 4 on the agenda. It's the approval of the agenda. Or number 5. My apologies. Number 5. There's no changes to the current agenda, so we entertain a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Mayor, I'd like to say I approve the agenda and pass the motion.
Do I have a second?
Yes, I second.
Being noted that Councilman Ron Davis seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, so it be moved from the minutes. The agenda is approved as written. With that, we'd like to move to item 6, which is public comment. Acting clerk, would you like to explain the public comments, which everyone has seen on the public comment card?
Yes, thank you. We do have a public comment card that we will give out at each meeting, and out in the order that I get them. I call the names out in the order that I get the name cards. So the first person I have is Tom Hunt, and you can come here to speak. And
Madam Clerk, as a point of order, I would like to, we had one person who had asked previously, that is our county commissioner.
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. If we could have our county, yes.
County
Monique
commissioner?
Sheffield. If you
Okay.
please
Oh,
could come
great.
up and make a quick statement with what everyone is on, it's fine.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Good. We are gathered here for this very joyous occasion as we all witness the very first meeting, council meeting for the city of Mableton. I'd just like to start off by thanking you all for stepping up and running for office. It is not an easy task, particularly with the short period of time that you guys had to kind of make the decision to run and then run. So congratulations to you all, and I appreciate, not just as commissioner, but as a resident of the city, I appreciate you all. I also want to thank the organizers of this event. A special thanks to Ms. Edwards. She has been very instrumental in pulling a lot of events together, including community forums and debates. So thank you so much. My hat is off to you for all of your wonderful efforts and everyone else who's worked on her team to bring this event before us. But I just also want to share with you all, not so much as a resident of Mableton, but also as the county commissioner for this district. There's been a lot of questions asked as to, well, what's your role now that Mableton has become a city? My role is still the same. I'm still the commissioner for this district, and I have two other cities, Powder Springs and Austell, that fall within District 4. But I just want to publicly allow everyone to know that what we have here with our city council and me representing the county, it is my commitment to ensure that this process will be as seamless as possible. Obviously, there are a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. You don't want to see how the sausage is made. Really, you don't. You just want to see it on your shelf. And I'm committed to putting your sausage on the shelf. Also, vegan sausage for my people that don't eat meat. I'll have some Impossible sausage out there as well. But it's my responsibility as commissioner to ensure that you all do not miss a beat. Right, so there's going to be a lot of startup. I just ask that you grace this this team and just give them a little bit of grace, because there are a lot of things that that the general public might know and they might not know. But I just ask that you just give them a little grace to get things figured out, because there are a lot of things that we have to work together, even as a city-county partnership. But what I can share with you, even before this body was elected, the county, we have been working behind the scenes since Mableton passed. On November 8th, on November 9th, we got to work as a county. So at the time that our new city council took its seat, we're ready to go. So we're doing all that we can, or all that we are charged to do on the county level, and also being supportive to each of the members here. I met with almost each of them. I have two more to meet. They met at my office, and it was more symbolic of my door is open. I could have simply met them here at the EpiCenter. I could have met them at Mooyah Burgers. I could have met them anywhere in the community, but it was important to me to symbolically show that my door is open to them, and that's how I plan to move forward as a commissioner, as a resident, and just on behalf of the county. So if there's anything that you all need, please reach out to me. You know how to reach me, and the same is true for the residents. I am still your commissioner for this district, so please do not hesitate in reaching out to me for anything that you may need. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
the first card is Tom Hunt, and then we'll have Leroy Hutchins to come after him if he wants to come on up toward this way. But Tom Hunt. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, we have all the people who are speaking, if they know what district they're in, to announce what district they're in.
Okay.
I don't know whether I need to be heard louder or not. My big question in all of this is, what is a city of Mableton going to do for us? I understand that there's going to be tax increases. I don't know what sort of services are going to come out of this, but I'm not necessarily for or against. But I am a little curious as to exactly why we need to have a city of Mableton, since 40 some odd years ago, we decided not to have a city of Mableton. So I'm here to listen, but I would like some more specifics.
Excuse me, I would like to add one rule about public comment portion of a meeting. The mayor and council do not go in dialogue with you, but they will take note and we will be reaching out to you. But if we had a dialogue, then we would not be able to get to our business. So thank you for cooperating. Okay, Mr. Hutchins, thank you.
Yes, my name is Leroy Trey Hutchins. I currently serve on the Cobb County School District Board of Education, representing half of Mableton, Veterans Memorial South. Mayor Owens, Councilwoman Jeffcoat, where I reside in District 3, and City Council. I just want to say first, thank you for your service to Mableton and for moving us forward at this inaugural council meeting. We recognize that education is the cornerstone to society. We also recognize the state of our schools is the state of our community. And as we grow and thrive educationally, we are excited to see our community grow and thrive as well. We look forward to working with each of you in furthering our continued relationship and supporting students and families in Mableton. So on behalf of the chairman of our board, Brad Wheeler, Becky Saylor, who also shares Mableton with me here as your board members, and on behalf of the superintendent of Cobb County Schools, Chris Raxell, we say thank you for serving. We're here to support. We're here to serve with you, alongside of you, and please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us. Thank you.
Okay, now we have Angela Wynn, and then we will have Monica Delancey. And Angela is District 2, and Monica is District 2.
Hello, my name is Angela Wynn. I would like to congratulate all the electors for the city of Mableton. I'm looking for a change in our policies for eviction notice for the 90 days to see what we can do as a city to prevent my children, my grandchildren from getting put out on the street. What we can do as a city to the all-time high rate for these evictions. I know that there is a lot of things that is in place, and I'm praying to God that everything would turn out to be better than what it was before. Thank you.
Good evening, Monica Delancey, District 2. Again, congratulations to City Council and Mayor Owens. We would like to request a 90-day moratorium on evictions because of the fact that you need to evaluate why is it that Cobb County has mostly people that's being evicted are people of color. You need to also evaluate the policies that people are being evicted. Some people are being evicted because corporate landlords are not renewing leases because they're retaliating against them when they report that their units are uninhabitable, when they're reporting that there's feces in the units, when they're reporting there's rats and rollers in the units. So therefore, what corporate landlords are doing is that they're not giving lease renewals when residents get together and report these issues. So you, City Council, Mayor Owens, we need for you to do a 90-day moratorium to evaluate this. Also, when you go to Cobb County eviction courts, you do not get an attorney. Cobb Legal Aid is there, but they cannot give everybody an attorney. So you need to question why can't they have an attorney? Because when you go into their court system, people are nervous. People don't understand what's going on. And all they've been told is sign this paperwork, you get 7 days. So that's unfair. So you, City Council, you need to do a moratorium on evictions to give you time to evaluate that process. Also, we're going to request that you pass an ordinance that when people are put out, forced out, that their things are not thrown out in the street. You should pass an ordinance in the city of Mableton to request that those property owners put those people's items in storage and give them time to come and get their items out of storage, because that closes the street. I mean, we got to keep COBB beautiful, but, you know, people are going to close the streets when you put people things out. That's very barbaric. So when you talk about the city of Mableton has 32 apartment complexes in the city. And so when you go to eviction court, it's going to be nothing but people of color, people, children being put out. And Mableton does not want that black eye. So again, 90-day moratorium. And I'll give everybody the ordinance as well. Thank you.
Okay, Corey Jajets, and there's no district on here. And then after him is Angela Aker, and she's District 2.
Good evening. My name is Corey Jiggets. I'm a resident of District 5. I just wanted to stand today here in this first meeting just to, as a concerned citizen, to serve notice to the community and to this council and our mayor that, you know, I'm challenging all of us, most especially this governing body, to proceed with your job and your charge with informed intention and guided by strategic vision and not by knee-jerk reactionary responses to the needs of the people or thirsts and desires to try to make us some sort of dense community trying to bring economic development that may or may not happen just because we shove a bunch of houses when we cut down trees in areas in our city that actually make us a community of character. I challenge you to protect the character of this community. I challenge you to lead a balanced development effort that preserves the character of this community. I challenge you to take advantage of the big opportunity that's in front of us to put teeth behind code enforcement so that we do not create situations like two of the previous speakers have come up and spoken about. You know, I challenge you to really strive to create opportunities for affordable housing and recognize that, you know what, affordable housing isn't just a $500,000 house or even a $250,000 house, but it might be a quality apartment community where more people can come and enjoy the character of our community. You know, I applaud you all for standing up for a service for our community. And again, this is one citizen who plans to be at every single meeting where I'm physically able to be to make certain that you're on your job.
Welcome. My name's Angela Aker. I'm in District 2. Real brief. I just really want to know the process and how it's going to be implemented with code enforcement. Currently, I call Cobb County, and they have addressed all my issues immediately. So I just want to know how that is going to be implemented going forward. Also, the same with sanitation. Will I have to get a new sanitation company? How is that going to be implemented? How is it going to be rolled out? How are we going to be notified? What's the plan? So how is the community is going to be kept involved in the loop? Thank you.
Our next speaker is Cassandra Brown, District 4, and following her will be Sheila Edwards, and there's no district on here.
I just want to say, first of all, congratulations and good evening, I guess, to the mayor and to the council. I want to thank you guys for stepping up, for serving our community. And also, I just want to say that I am so excited about where we are about to head as a community. We have so much potential here. Let us ensure that we exercise that potential. I know that each one of you have already taken your oath. We will have a ceremonial one on Saturday. But I do want to stress to you, like the gentleman said here just a moment ago, that you each have a charge to keep, okay? And so really what that means is that you have a responsibility to the citizens of this community. You have a responsibility to the actual city as an incorporated entity. And so to that end, I understand that we are potentially under threat already. And I just want to stress with each and every one of you, mayor and council, that you have a fiduciary responsibility to us as citizens. And I also would expect that each one of you would protect, defend, and promote this city. So with that said, I wish you all the best, because your success is my success, is their success. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Mayor Owens and the rest of the members of the new government of Mableton. I am Sheila Edwards. I live in Legacy at the Riverline. We have 2 council districts that run through our community, District 2 and District 3. So many of our people from my community will be calling on both of you guys in the future. I want to commend you for stepping up and taking your role of leadership for our community. I want to also commend the folks who also ran but were not successful. You're not a loser, you're still a winner, because we expect you to stay involved and hold the folks who are elected accountable. Again, my name is Sheila Edwards. I am the Democratic nominee for Public Service Commission for the state of Georgia. I'm a businesswoman and I'm a community advocate, and I'm someone who's worked really close with this group of folks up here, and I can tell you that they are true to wanting to serve Mableton. Their hearts are in the right place, their minds are in the right place, and I think working together, we can all move Mableton to the next level. We have a lot of things in our future, and I want to be a part of that. I can tell you that I was one of the people years ago that did not believe in cityhood, and I wrote a long, extensive article about not supporting cityhood. But I had to take a second look at that situation and realize that what my wants were not what was needed for the community. And so I changed course, I course corrected, and I became supportive of the issue once it became something that passed on November 8th. And I encourage everybody to get behind the city, get behind our council people, get behind our mayor, and try to make our community the best that it can be. We're the largest city now in Cobb County. That's a big deal. That means that a lot of attention, a lot of money, a lot of interest is going to come to our community. So let's make that situation the best that we can make it. Thank you.
And I apologize, we do have State Representative Terry Cummins in the House, and I don't have any more cards after her, so the rule is to complete one of these if you want to speak. And there is a 30-minute time limit on the public comment portion of the meeting. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Terry Cummings. I'm the state representative for District 39, which lies entirely in the city of Mableton. I am a resident and I live in District 2 and I guess in District 3, since you guys are both in my subdivision. To the members of the City Council, welcome to the other side. As a freshman legislator, I just finished my first session. I can tell you it's challenging, it's rewarding, and things are going to come at you, some of which you expect, some of which you never expected and never saw coming. But through my journey thus far, I have met so many people that I would otherwise have not met. So as you acclimate to your new positions, because you're no longer candidates, and you were each voted into office, which means you are each qualified for the seats that you now hold, and you hold on to that and know that everybody in this room will challenge you, but we're also here to support you. The members of the Mableton delegation, and there are 5 of us, we are here to support you at the state level through the legislature. But I met with each of you during the runoff campaigns, so I feel like I know you guys pretty well, not very well, but I certainly got some more insight into each of you. I will always be here when you need me. You all have my numbers. Just call on me. But relish this moment also. You have a lot of challenges ahead, but you also have a lot of opportunities ahead too. And to the audience that is here this evening, everybody's interested in Mableton, and rightly so. And I expect everyone in this room, just like you will hold me accountable, to hold them accountable, but also be there to support. And as Councilwoman, Commissioner Sheffield said, give them some grace. You know, I've had to learn, I am still learning in my role, and I have made mistakes. They are going to make mistakes. It happens. So my charge to everybody in this room, get your information, talk to you need to talk to, but give folks some leeway and support. That's the biggest thing you can do. I'm excited for this city. I was ambivalent at first, I admit, but I'm very excited for the city, especially the vision of those that stayed the course and push it forward. So congratulations, and congratulations to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, speakers, for a job well done. We're finished with public comment.
I did want to take a moment to see if we have any other current elected officials that are here. I have a school board member, our district attorney, state representative, and our county commissioners. Any other current elected officials in the room? Oh, yes. Come on up. I want to, if you choose, give you 2 minutes. That's fine. Oh, please, Mr. District Attorney.
First of all, congratulations to the city of Mableton. Congratulations to the council members and to Mayor Owens. I have a special relationship with Mayor Owens. One of the reasons I am district attorney is because of Michael Owens. So thank you for your continual service to this community of Cobb County. Thank you all for being here today, because it shows how important the fact that we are here with the new city is, that you are here in this room and we're hearing people who are concerned about what's going to happen going forward. Because Mableton has so much potential being the largest city in the county, the opportunity to move forward in our educational pursuits, to move forward in our business pursuits, but also to continue to make sure we have the culture and the landscape of this environment, this city, to maintain what it is already. It was beautiful what you said, sir. What we want more than anything is just to make sure that we continue to grow, we continue to provide a place for our young people, that they can prosper, that they can be what they want to be. And I think with this with the council members here, you're going to see that. You're going to see an exponential growth here in Mableton, which is going to improve all of Cobb County. I know for me in the district attorney's office, we're committed to making sure that Cobb County remains the safest county in Georgia, that it remains the best place to live, work, and play. And with the insight and with the opportunity that we have here in the new city of Mableton, I know that's going to continue to help Cobb County be even better than it has ever been. With the work of Commissioner Sheffield and the rest of the Board of Commissioners, in cooperation with your new city, I can see so much potential here and so much growth that's going to happen. I'm very excited for what's happening here in Cobb County. I'm just thankful that this is the county that I get to live in. This is the county that my child gets to grow up in. That's why my wife texts me. I got to get some diapers. But it moves me so much just to be here today for this inaugural city council meeting, to know that this is the very first one. We are sitting here watching history, and we continue to make history here in Cobb County and all the things that we do. And I can tell you, throughout Georgia, people look at Cobb County as the example. We are the ones that people want to follow, that people want to emulate, because we are the best county in Georgia, if not this country. And I know we will continue to be with the help of this council and with this mayor. So thank you.
with that, Madam Clerk, I'd like to move to our next item, which is item number 7 on the agenda, which is the acting appointees. As the first action of that, there is the approval of the resolution to appoint an interim city attorney. City attorney is here. So,
Yes, so Mayor, would you like me to just give a brief description of what this item is?
please do so.
Yes, so this, this item would approve the mayor's appointee for interim city attorney, and that would be myself. And this would be subject to the council's discretion, which means that you could technically hold a meeting within the time allowed under state law, which is the minimum time, 24 hours notice, and terminated at your will and discretion. So it doesn't commit or obligate you to work with me, but it does allow me to provide you formally legal assistance during the transition, and then it gives you the opportunity to see whether you actually like as a body working with me, or to also speak with other attorneys. I know that we have a lot of good local government attorneys in Georgia, so it just allows you to get this preliminary legal assistance. So this would also authorize me to, at the same rate that I would charge to pull in other attorneys. I know that there are good attorneys in Mableton, and if necessary, and at your direction and instruction, I would be able to pull in other attorneys at the same rate. So there is that level of flexibility there. And then, again, this would just be until you determine otherwise.
Thank you, Acting Attorney. And I want to be clear that what we have here for acting appointee is for a temporary interim appointments. We will not be making any permanent appointments at this time. As I mentioned earlier, this is a transitional meeting. These are the works that we need to do to get us up and off the ground, get the initial people assembled, to be able to do the things we need to do to be able to have our June 1st start, which is mentioned in our charter. So with that said, I would like to ask if we have a motion to approve our interim attorney.
Can we make an amendment to the resolution to define what interim means, or when we will revisit to, I say a question for Madam Clerk?
Interim does not, it means it's not permanent. We're just filling in right now. The charter gives 2 positions that the mayor can appoint, and council back him up, support him, and that's the attorney and the city clerk. And so we are here to help with Mableton. We're interims right now. If they see fit, they can appoint us for the official startup. But right now, we're just helping out and being the interim.
How long is the interim role? Can we define what we would mean by interim, or have it written in the resolution of when an interim term, when we would revisit to appoint a more permanent position?
So as it states in the resolution, the role for both city clerk and city attorney are listed as interim, and they serve at the pleasure of the council and the mayor, meaning that they can be removed at any point in time at any business meeting upon a motion to be removed. So there's no specific time or date, but at any point in time that, as a mayor and council, we decide to remove them, then we would vote on it, and they would be removed at that point in time.
That is correct. It could be 2 days, it could be 2 months, it could be a year. It's just, it's at your discretion. In the language here, it says, shall serve as the interim city attorney at the city council's pleasure, up to and until such time as desired otherwise by the city council.
No contract. No, there's a contract. No, there's no contract. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution to appoint our initial city attorney. It's really simple. This is an acting appointee, which I am nominating to this role. Simple as that. It's a nomination that I'm making that the board, that the council will vote on.
I would ask that I would like to have that opportunity to be appointed as well, so we could open advertising. That's all.
It's an appointment, again, it's an appointment that through the charter that the mayor is allowed to make, and I'm making that nomination at this point in time. I would like to entertain, again, a motion to approve the interim city attorney.
Mayor, I'd like to enter in a motion to approve the interim attorney.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second.
With that, we have Councilman T.J. Ferguson that made the motion and seconded by Councilman Davis.
Who made the motion?
Ferguson, Councilman Ferguson. That being said, we'll now vote on the interim appointment of the interim city attorney. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? With all in favor, the motion carries. Madam Clerk, please note that we have made our interim appointment for city attorney. Yes, Amelia Walker. Amelia Walker. That being said, we can move to the next order of business, Madam Clerk.
Yes, this is the appointment for the interim city clerk. I have extensive experience in several cities. I would like to be the interim city clerk, help the city of Mableton out. I live close by, and I am at the service of the mayor and council, the pleasure of theirs to use me at this time, and I understand that it is interim and that it could change.
Yes, and that's correct, council. So this resolution is similar to the prior. It's a interim appointment, and it says that the city clerk shall serve up to and until such time as directed otherwise by the mayor and council. So again, this could be 2 days, 2 weeks, a year, just whatever your discretion is collectively.
Yep. And Madam Clerk, if you would introduce yourself by name to enter into the record.
Yes, my name is Susan Hyatt, and I come from the city of Brookhaven, and I have also worked as the city clerk of Smyrna and Ackworth and Roswell. So I am so happy to be here for the city of Mableton. And it's Hyatt, like the Hyatt Hotel, but you spell it H-I-O-T-T. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion to make a motion to approve the resolution to have Susan as our interim clerk.
I'll make a motion to have her as an interim city clerk.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Would it be recorded that it was Councilwoman Jeffcoat and seconded by Councilwoman Oladapo? With that being said, we can now take a vote. All in favor of approving the resolution for appointment to interim city clerk, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, welcome to the city of Mableton as the interim clerk. Thank you. With that being said, shall we move to the next order of business, Madam Clerk?
I think I better take the oath since I
yeah,
am
I'm sorry. Yes.
taking minutes
Yes.
and signing papers.
Yes,
And
let's do that. That's right. If you don't mind coming over.
Do you have a copy? Oh, you have a copy. Okay. Maybe I better keep it.
Still learning, folks. Still learning.
All right, please, well, let me just say it and then you can affirm. So, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I, Susan D. Hyatt, do solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of the city clerk for the city of Mableton, Georgia, and that I will support and defend the Charter thereof, as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia and the United States of America. Do you agree? Please affirm.
I affirm.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now that you have taken your oath and you actually are Madam Clerk, please move us forward in the agenda.
Yes, now we have the approval of a resolution formally adopting the city charter.
Acting Attorney, would you like to give some comment about?
Yeah, so Mayor, this item has two primary purposes. The first is that it simplifies codification. So this would be the document that we would forward to MuniCode when you when you contract with MuniCode and provide for online codification for your code. And then it has a second purpose, which is it's just been tradition in Georgia to formally adopt the charter, and this has been done. The last city to incorporate didn't do it, but the city before that and the city before that and Brookhaven and Stonecrest. So it's been a tradition in Georgia, so my recommendation would be to, for those purposes, just to continue it and formally adopt the charter.
And for clarity, would you say what the charter actually is, what we're adopting?
Yeah, so the city charter in this case is House Bill 839, and that is the House bill that created and incorporated the city, and that provides the local set of rules that the council would abide by and operate under. And then they would operate under those rules consistent with the rules that are set forth under state law.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Since the charter is what we're going to be using in terms of our rules and regulations, is it advisable at all that the charter be reviewed?
Yeah, so you do. So you have and I just had it open. It's subsection 715 of your charter, and it gives you the ability to review your charter, to amend your charter. You have a lot of discretion to do it. You do have some constraints that are in state law. It's under the home rule section of the state law statute, but if there's something in here that the council decides needs to be amended or made more specific to the city of Mableton, it's within your discretion to consider those amendments.
Okay, and is that review typically done after it's been approved, or should it be done before it's approved?
So there is a state process that sets the requirements for that review, and you can do it anytime you want, as long as you follow the state requirements. It would require public notice and for the ordinance, for the proposals to be made available to the public, for them to be, to go through a series of council meetings, for there to be notice, for there to be publications that are made to the legal organ. So as long as you comply with state law requirements, it's your discretion as to when you do it. And adopting this will not infringe your ability to change the charter in any capacity.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, Madam Clerk, I would like to entertain a motion to accept the approval of resolution for formally adopting the city charter of Mableton.
I so move that we accept the city charter as written.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Let it be noted that Councilman Davis and Councilman Ferguson did the second. With that being said, I'd like to move that we vote on the approval of formal adoption of the city charter. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Hearing no opposition, Madam Clerk, the motion has passed. We now formally adopted the city charter of Mableton.
The next item is electing the mayor pro tem, which the charter says that the mayor and council should do that, and the mayor will go forth with who that is.
Yeah, so actually this would be by majority vote of the mayor and council, and your first meeting every January, you would be required under your charter to select amongst yourselves who will be the mayor pro tem. That will be the person who would perform the duties of the mayor in the event of an absence, a disability, if he was not able to make a council meeting, if there were documents that needed to be signed and he was unavailable. So it would just give you, in the mayor's absence or disability, the ability to have the city continue operations uninterrupted. This appointment would last up until the first meeting of January, where you would re-elect at that time.
With that said, we'll open the floor for nominations for Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have a nomination?
I would like to nominate Councilman T.J. Ferguson.
Do we have a second? Actually, we don't need one, right? We can just vote. Is that correct?
No, you need a second.
Do we need a second? Do we have a second? Oh, are there any other nominations? Sorry, are there any other nominations?
Well, I second.
None being closed, I'll close open nominations. We'll move forward to the vote. So at this point in time, Councilman Ferguson has been nominated to be the Mayor Pro Tem. At this point in time, we'll vote. So all in favor of Councilman Ferguson being Mayor Pro Tem, please say aye. Aye. I'm included in that. All opposed? Being the fact that we have no opposition, congratulations, Councilman Ferguson. You are now Mayor Pro Tem. With that, Madam Clerk, I'd like to move to the next item of business.
The next item of business is approval of a resolution appointing an interim finance consultant.
I would like to make a motion to table all further appointees to our next scheduled meeting in order for the City Council to properly prepare prior to the votes. As we were not notified within 24 hours of who these appointees are, we don't really have enough information for me to feel comfortable voting on these positions.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Let it be known that Patricia Ott made the motion and Councilwoman Herndon second.
So this is, this item is the financial consultant. Now, I can tell you one of the purposes of a financial consultant is that there are certain deadlines and constraints that you're under. So my recommendation would be, if there are concerns of council, because this does involve, it involves compensation as well as someone who would serve in a personnel capacity for the council. You do have the discretion to also defer this and discuss this in executive session. But I will say that you do have some charter deadlines, and they're not necessarily deadlines, but they're dates that it's anticipated that you would act upon that date. And one of the immediate things in the immediate future that I foresee the need for is to collaborate with the county as well as the tax commissioner, because you have an accrual date that's coming up of June 1st for that the charter anticipates you'll start to receive tax collections. And in the immediate future, I would recommend that we and I've actually suggested to the mayor that, just to put people on notice in those departments that we do want to have those conversations, because for you to collect taxes, you have to have a professional to collect. And my recommendation is just a no-brainer to use the Cobb County Tax Commissioner, because that's what they do. And it probably wouldn't make, you do have the authority to use someone else, but it wouldn't make, it would be a significant legal risk to not use the tax commissioner. However, we can't commence any discussions or negotiations, because I'm not a certified, you just don't have the staff on board to make those discussions, to crunch numbers, to have a real conversation with the county. So I just would like the council to be aware that this would put you back upon certain deadlines. And if there are some concerns, you do have the opportunity to bring this person into executive session to talk with them and to discuss this in further detail.
So, any more discussion?
So here's my question. As we look at section 1, it begins to talk about the role of this certified plan fiduciary advisor. And I agree with the city attorney that we have some things that we need to do very quickly. So my question becomes to Commissioner Auk's question is, can we amend this to say that for the next 30, 60, 90 days, we have this individual in who is helping us because they've kind of helped us in the past. They come in and help us do the this financial plan conversation. We can meet with them in executive session to be able to make sure that God and country are on board. But at the end of the day, making sure that we don't push this off too far.
Yes, so currently, so you certainly have the discretion to do that. The way this works as written is that the consultant would only do those tasks that are specifically approved in writing by the mayor. So if the council gives direction, then obviously he would do the direction of the council, and then in between, as far as the day-to-day and the administrative component, it would be subject to the mayor in writing saying that this is a task order for you to meet with the county and to work out these numbers, because obviously it wouldn't be a prudent or successful meeting if we met with the county, being the mayor and myself, and we just did not have a numbers person, a certified tax professional, to make sure.
Is the role of this interim financial consultant duplicative of the city manager that we are to have?
No, so this person would be I'll give you his credentials. So the city manager would manage in the sense that he would be responsible for the supervision of your departments and to make sure your departments and all employees are doing their duties as expected of the council. This person would specifically be in charge of the finance department. They would be in charge of the preparation of your budget. I do know that that's one of my initial recommendations, that you do put a budget together fairly quickly. And it doesn't have to be a grand budget, but it would be a budget where the expenditures that you see that are forthcoming, you're just able to have someone to look at your anticipated revenue and then to say, these are the things that we think in the near future you need to budget and allocate for. So you would need this particular person. But the person who's being recommended, he has transitioned a city previously as far as being the financial head of the city, but his certifications include he's a certified plan fiduciary advisor, he's a certified public funds investment manager, and a certified public manager. So it is your complete discretion to defer this to your next meeting, or you can defer this to after you come back from executive session, or you can approve it. All three of those are within your discretion.
As a point of information, Madam Attorney, the motion that is up for vote is to table all of the existing or the appointees for interim finance consultant and executive consultant, as I believe this was. So before we actually vote on that, because that is what the actual motion was, I think it's been made clear that this financial consultant, am I right, is in being very poignant or critical to the needs that we have as a city in order to do the financial calculations necessary to work with the county to ensure that taxes that are allocated to the city actually do get to the city.
That is correct, Mayor. So from a procedural standpoint, we would need to limit the motion to just the action that's before the council. So we can defer the executive assistant appointments, but we would just need to wait until that item is before the council to make that specific deferment. But this position, I would say that I do not recommend scheduling any meeting or any collaboration with the county until we are able to have a financial expert present with us.
For a very critical role, I think it would have been very pertinent to the city council to have been notified who this person was. It was reported in the Marietta Daily Journal just yesterday that you had no one in mind for the interim financial consultant. I have yet to meet him. Is he in the room today?
Yes,
he is.
Can you raise your hand just so I even know who you are? Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you for that. Again, the motion, did you have comment?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to chime in. I understand, and I do appreciate that this is a critical role, but I don't know if any of the other city council members have had a chance to meet this person. Or, yeah, because I haven't.
I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't had the opportunity to meet
No.
them either. I mean, I see their resume and they appear to be very qualified, but I think a one-on-one meeting with them to understand their qualifications and their experience, especially with transitioning a new city, was that successful or not? That is something that I'd like to know, and I haven't met with them, to answer your question.
Right. And also, I haven't had an opportunity either, but I think at this juncture, it'd be important for us possibly to go to executive session to discuss it further, and then we can make a determination on how we want to move forward.
So with the vote that's on, that's currently to postpone the appointment, or the resolution for the appointment of the interim finance consultant and the interim executives, which, I'm sorry, the interim executive assistants, which we have not discussed at all. The interim executive assistants would support the mayor and the council in executive administrative duties in our day-to-day course of action. And so the motion was to table that as well.
Well, Mayor, from a procedural standpoint, we would need to wait until that item comes after this item. So that is actually, we are actually on item number.
So her motion was to table.
Yeah,
we're on 8C.
I think the clarification is that initially her motion was to tabletop C and D, but from the way that I understand it, you're saying that we're just discussing C, item C, right?
Correct. And then
Okay.
after 8C, we would then move to D, where that motion can be
Understood.
made.
Is that what I have to do? That's what I have
We'll
to.
vote on tabling.
Wait, I'm sorry.
So we vote on
We're
tabling
tabling or at least for an executive session.
item C, yes.
For the financial person and for the executive assistants, right?
go- yeah.
That was my understanding.
Well, we'll do them sequentially.
Well, it would be up to the maker of the motion, Councilwoman, to make that amendment, and if she is not agreeable to that amendment, and you would need to vote on her motion, and then if that motion failed, then you could have an alternative motion.
Can you restate what the motion is? Or the amendment?
Your
Is it mine? Is it-
your motion was for
Yes,
both of them.
correct.
So
You want me to change it? If that, is that?
Yeah,
All right, that's what I have to do. All right, I make a motion to table the interim finance consultant until our next scheduled meeting so that we can properly know what we're voting for.
it was to executive session.
You want an executive, let's do executive session. Someone make the motion for me. Respectfully, I'm new, guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's great, Councilwoman. So the motion is to table vote on this until after executive session, and that's perfectly allowable.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys.
So we will do that. We'll now have a vote to, from Congresswoman Alt to table the approval of the resolution of appointing interim finance consultant and the executive assistant until, just that one? Okay. Just a financial consultant until executive session. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Now the ayes have it. We will officially table the appointment of interim finance consultant until our executive session. So with that, we move to the next order of business. Madam Clerk.
This one is a resolution authorizing an interim executive assistant.
Madam Attorney, would you like to give some details around this resolution?
Yes, so currently, you do have staff, but it's very limited, and to meet your administrative needs, this motion would authorize, I mean, not this motion, but this resolution would authorize the mayor to negotiate and to provide 2 administrative staff support persons. One would be an assistant to the mayor, and that would be for purposes of anything that's administrative. It could be phone calls, checking emails, to document printing, just whatever is the administrative needs of the mayor are, and then there would be a second person who would be subject to the needs of the council, and just whatever those administrative needs would be. And both of these positions would just be similar to the clerk and the attorney appointment. It would just be at the council's discretion until you said otherwise.
As interim appointments.
Yeah, and they would be interim, and the language in here says that that the person, that whoever's appointed is part of their appointment, they agree that and acknowledge that you're just not going to have money coming in for an extended period. So it's not that you don't have the money, you don't have a money issue, you have a cash flow issue, and that's just starting the processes to get the money actually coming within your control. So there's an acknowledgement in all of these documents, in my document as well as the clerk's document, that that is something that would be subject to the appointment. And that is consistent in this one as well.
And just as a point of clarification, both of these have not been identified as of yet. This is something that we would have to go out and find that person, right?
There's no nomination for either assistant at this time.
And another question that I have is, how did we come to that number 2? Can we make use of 1? Because, I mean, I understand we have money constraints, basically. And since we're operating with the city light model, will 1 be sufficient?
Yeah, so that is completely your discretion. Whatever you feel would best suit your needs, that would be subject to just making a motion to amend it to have 1 person or to keep it at 2. But that would be your discretion as a body.
So then we have the opportunity to amend this one to say 1, with the opportunity to increase that as time goes.
Yes, that's correct.
Again, our executive assistant's normally something that is hired by the city manager. Am I out of line?
That's actually correct. A significant number of cities do hire executive assistants through the city manager. I know at this point you don't have one, and your charter provides that responsibility. It gives it to the mayor until you do have a city manager, but that is correct. City managers routinely and frequently throughout Georgia hire administrative assistants.
And I think it's a point of information that tonight we will not be nominating or nominating a city manager. As we said, these are transitionary meetings that we're having. As the governor did not appoint a transition committee, we've been very clear these are transition meetings, meaning that we're putting the basic elements in place to stand the city up. Therefore, as we've seen with the city attorney and city clerk, the fact of the matter is also that we are all working adults here with full-time jobs as well. And we understand that you, as a city, we want to be responsive to your needs, your concerns, your communications. Having executive assistants will allow us to do that, to be more responsive, not only to you, but to operate with our city clerk and our city attorney, as well as each other, to improve our lines of communication. So I do not view this as being out of line with city light model. I think this is completely in line with any city, especially a city in the size of 78,000 people, which we are. I think having 1 or 2 executive assistants is far within line, and then actually that's under, I would say, the number of executive assistants that a city our size would have, even starting up.
And I would motion to consider actually having 2. Obviously, we know that there's, we're going to be, fiduciary responsible and making sure that we have the funds in place. And I just think it's just important to make sure that we have the level of support that we need to build this city foundationally. And so, it says authorizing interim executive assistants. So we'll start that process to vet them, and then we can make a decision as to whether or not the need is there. To piggyback off what Michael was saying, I definitely believe that there is a need for an executive assistant for the mayor as well as for the city council, but we're going to be smart financially, right? And so I think it's important to at least consider that.
Councilman Jeff Cote has made a motion. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
You have that, Madam Clerk. All right. With that said, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor of approval of interim authorization of interim executive assistants, please say aye.
Aye.
Includes myself. All opposed?
Nay, I'm opposed.
So that's 2 nays, 5. That was Councilwoman Herndon and Councilwoman Ogg.
If I may, I just want to make a clarification. I'm not opposed to an executive assistant, but I don't think we need two to start off with. I think, since we're just getting started, one should be sufficient. I can certainly make my own calls and send my own emails and respond to my constituents, and I think most people do want to be involved. I can understand the need that you may have, for an executive assistant because of, the scope of what you have to do, but I just think two to start out with, in my opinion, is more than we need. We can always grow and add someone as we see the need, but to start off at two, I in my opinion, is too many.
Duly noted.
I would like to say also that I called the city of Smyrna today. They only have one. So for us to go to from right now, I don't know that's necessary. It's also not a position mentioned in the charter or in the feasibility study. So this would be expenditures or a cost that was not accounted for that without having a budget set yet.
Thank you for that. It's duly noted. I would just say in response to that, as mentioned earlier, we are the largest city in Cobb County, so we are vastly larger than the city of Smyrna. Thus, it's equated to the population. Let it be known, Madam Clerk, that there was 2 nays to this, and they've both given their reasons why, if that could be entered into the record. With that said, the vote was 5-2. The motion carries. Let's proceed to the next order of business. Madam Clerk, if you mind calling the next order of business.
The next item is a resolution establishing a city website domain.
And Mayor, you're probably more knowledgeable
Sure. All right.
about this one.
So for item E is to approve a resolution establishing a city website domain, which also includes the official URL that the city will use, our domain name, which would be mabletonga.gov. We specifically are getting a .gov address, which is specifically set aside for governments. It's not a requirement. Not all cities in the state have a .gov. in the room? Yep. We're all here. All right, now that we're all back assembled, Madam Clerk, I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we close the executive session. With that said, do we entertain a motion to close the executive session?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Councilwoman Ock and Councilman Davis. So I'd go ahead now and we'll take a vote to close executive session. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? With no opposition, Madam Clerk, we're going to close executive session. With that said, we have item on the agenda, item 10, that we have already discussed. Item 10A has been discussed about the meeting location continuing to be here throughout the transition period. Item 10B, determination of next council meeting. We had mentioned that we would bring this back up after coming out of executive session. But I think before we do that, I think it bears witness that we go back to the business that we went into executive session for, which was item 8C, which was the approval of a resolution appointing an interim or appointment of the interim finance consultant. That was tabled. I'll entertain a motion to bring this back from the table so that we can entertain a motion. Do we have a motion?
I motion that we bring item C back into the conversation.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Councilwoman Herndon. With that said, coming out of executive session, we'd now like to move forward with the approval of resolution of appointing an interim finance consultant. Do we have a motion now to approve the finance consultant?
I move that we approve the financial consultant.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Councilwoman Oladipo. Sorry. With that said, I would like to now move to vote on this. All in favor of approving the resolution to appoint an interim finance consultant, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Madam Clerk, I do believe that the ayes have it with no opposition. We now have an interim finance consultant. The resolution has been approved. With that being said, the next item for on the agenda is item 10B that we referred that we'd come back to after the tabling. Madam Clerk, that's item 10B for the termination of next council meeting. It has been determined that we are not in a specific situation to have a specific date for the next city council meeting. What we will do is we will work with our interim finance consultant. We will work with the Cobb County as well as the council to work diligently to ensure that we get the necessary things done to move the city forward from a financial perspective, to build the city moving forward. And then once we're in a position to where we can come back with specific financial information that we're able to open a bank account and talk and have the initial discussions for the county, we'll come back together as a body to be able to make that motion and move forward for those negotiations with Cobb County and the Cobb County Tax Commissioner. So again, there's no vote on that. Is there any further discussion? Any council member want to speak to that? Madam Clerk, do you have a comment?
I just have one more item after you're finished.
Okay. So we all good on that? All right. So next council meeting will be a specially called transitional city council meeting that I will call once we're in a position to come back in front of the city council with progress on our financial outlook as it relates to working with Cobb County and the Tax Commission. All right, Madam Clerk, we're ready to move forward.
Yes, we had one person that there was a misunderstanding. The public comment card did not get up here, and the mayor has allowed or opened the public comment back up for this one last card. Is that your wish, Mayor Owens?
Yes, so please note we will not make this a regular occurrence. It is really important for people to get here and sign up for public comment. We will make this exception now because I do want to make sure people are heard, being the fact this is our first meeting. But going forward, we really want to make sure we have all public comment within the public comment section. But with that said, please move forward with public comment.
Okay, and also, after this, we do need to vote on the resolution to discuss with Cobb County and the Cobb County Tax Commissioner on the intergovernmental agreement. Okay, the person who wants to speak is Joyce Steele, and she's District 4.
Hello, councilmen, members. Congratulations to all of you. And I wanted to make two just brief comments. One, many of us don't know who you all are. We've seen the pictures, we've heard your names, but when we first started the meeting, it would have been helpful that you all at least give your names so that we can see who you are, so that when we're hearing you, we'll know who's speaking. That would be very helpful. That's one. And number two, how are you all communicating, or how are you all articulating how we're supposed to know about these meetings? I was watching the news earlier today. I happened to be on a news station that mentioned this meeting tonight at 6:30. It was probably around 5 o'clock. I had no idea this was going on. I happened to catch it, and as I was talking to other folks who were in the audience, they were articulating the same thing. Please help us know, one, how to get emails, how to get texts, or whatever, so that we can come and support. You saw the turnout today, and if others had known, I promise you there would have been a lot of other folks here. So if you can help us know how we can get to you so that you can get to us, so that we can be supportive. If we have concerns, we can raise them respectfully, and we can get your feedback. So that's what I wanted to say. And thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to do that. I was here before the meeting started, but it was not clear to us about the forms until the interim clerk mentioned it, and by that time, it was a little too late. So my apologies for this, but thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Okay, item 8F, approval of resolution authorizing discussions with Cobb County and Cobb County Tax Commissioner on intergovernmental tax collection agreement.
Madam Attorney, is there any further comment you want to make about this?
Nothing further, just reiterating this would authorize us to commence those negotiations with the county officials.
With that said, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution of authorization of discussions with the county.
I mean, in the interest of time, I make a motion that we approve resolution authorizing discussions with Cobb County and Cobb County Tax Commissioners on intergovernmental tax collection agreements.
Thank you, Councilman Ferguson. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Jeffcoat.